indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.
Alright, how we all doing, man? Caught me in the middle of me, grabbing my little sip right quick. Had to clear my throat. Welcome to Murphy's Law. This is Jeerzy Report. Back at it again. So I just want to welcome everybody. Who tuned in before and everyone else, previously. Appreciate it. Make sure you tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Subscribe. It's free. Trust and believe. We ain't here to sell nobody nothing, alright? We just trying to feed you nothing but knowledge and positivity, alright? So, without further ado, like I said, I'm at Murphy's. I'm with my boy. Obviously, those who know me know him. If you don't, now you will. I'm with Fresh France. You know what I mean?
France Liqueur, what up, peoples? How's it going? Blessed to be here. Thank you, Jeerzy, for having me.
Definitely. Anytime, bro. You already know peace and blessings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know how we get down. So, we just out here just chop it up about anything, whatever you want to talk about. So, if you got something in your mind, bro, feel free. You know what I mean? Kick some knowledge to everybody. You know what I mean? Hopefully we just feed off each other and just keep, spreading love and, keep the vibe going. You know
Right.
So, we can start off simple. How was your day, man? What you been through?
Today I had a day off. I've been submitting auditions all day. We got a couple of projects coming up, so just kind of been busy. I'm an actor, for those of you who don't know. My name is France Liqueur. Been in the show business for about 15 plus years. Picked up pool. That's how I met this guy, playing pool at Murphy's. Taught me a lot about the game. Ended up falling in love with the game. And that's been my extracurricular activity. But besides that, I'm just, every day is a blessed day, 6 feet above ground. I'm just happy to be here. Thank you again for having me on your show.
Anytime, man. Definitely, man.
How's your day?
I don't know. Our day is always interesting.
Well, all right, let's start with that.
We talking about dirty Jersey, so you already know it's always gonna be something interesting.
Well, that doesn't sound good, dirty Jersey.
Yeah, no, I clean my ass, like I said.
Oh, well, that's good.
I do take baths.
Well, that's good. That's always a good thing.
Hygiene is always priority. I wish I could say the same for everybody else out there.
Yeah.
When you go to the bathroom, wash your hands, please, and thank you. And make sure you come out with that same towel. I want to see you with that towel that you washed your hands with, or dried your hands with. And I want to see you throw it out, like, please.
Why would you want to see this out?
Because that way I at least know you wet something.
Well, shit, you might as well smell their hands. Like, let me smell your hand. Let me smell your hand.
Just gonna spray you with some sanitizer one time. Put your ass back in the corner. Now you quarantined for 14 minutes.
Oh God.
But my day was interesting. It started off with obviously me waking up, so definitely grateful and appreciative for seeing another day.
Right.
Especially grateful and appreciative of having an opportunity to be here and talk to y'all, talk to you. See my man's dog. Just be able to be around support, positivity, great vibes, good chemistry, energy. Last night I had great chemistry, energy, and vibes that we were just flowing. All night long. Last night was definitely love all over, which is always a positive.
Oh, always. You gotta keep good people around you, man. Especially nowadays, because it's very easy to kind of fall into like the wrong crowd, be around the wrong energy, people who don't have your best intentions at heart. So it's really important to be around the right people.
You always want to keep. You always want to keep a strong, what they say, team. You know what I mean? People that's always, wanting and seeking better.
Right.
So that's always good to be around those kind of individuals. Cause, last night we talked about, you weren't here, surprisingly.
I think so.
Yeah, last night. I know. Busy man. Last night we were talking about music.
Okay.
And, my boy Hank.
Shut your mouth, Hank. That's an inside joke. If you're watching Hank, you get it. You get it.
No, definitely the brother MV. You already know. We was all chopping up about music. They all tried to make me feel like a little young buck and all that. But it was definitely knowledge, and I loved what they were saying because I got to see from another perspective you know, hearing from their knowledge and, you know, their thoughts and their experiences on music. You know, so it was just great, and but us just talking and vibing and just getting to have that conversation.
And what was their perspective like on music? What was?
Well, their perspective was different than mine. Well, Hank's definitely was probably a lot different than, you know, ours, obviously. Okay. Me and MV kind of share the same thoughts as far as the fact that we view music from a spectator perspective, as opposed to someone who's actually involved in the industry and that's been there, done that.
Interesting.
So, you know, that was definitely a good thing to be able to listen and hear the inside, you know, thing, because we already know it's a business. I mean,
right,
it's called entertainment.
Absolutely.
It's entertainment.
Showbiz.
I mean, what we're trying to do is not entertain. We're just trying to educate and on what we do know that are facts. And if it's not a fact, just give you our opinion and thoughts. So that way you can take it and run with it however you want. Just do it in a positive way. And spread the message. I mean, take whatever you can hear from whatever conversation that we share and have on this podcast, and just have that conversation with other people. Let's talk. I mean, that's the problem that most people don't do, is talk.
So what was his point of view? What was his let me fix the producers tell me to fix my lavalier. Let me just make sure I'm fixing it correctly.
We hear you now.
You hear me clear? Nice. This is why it's live. No, you make mistakes.
That's the beauty of it.
That's
man.
the beauty of it, man.
I don't know why people think we're scripted. No, we literally just walk in here, sit down, and be like, all right, let's do this.
Conversate. But music, I mean, like here's the thing. I used to work on radio, and I used to A&R, and hearing it and being an audience member and also being a person of the business, it is tough. And the music industry has definitely changed dramatically, like to the point where it's not about so much the artistry, it's about selling records, it's about how many streams you're gonna get.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, and I think that has a lot to do with you know, the higher ups, the people who are in the executive positions, to say, okay, this person needs to make X amount of $1 million to do the show or do this record. Publicity sells. And I think music right now has a big influence on our young black minorities. They're not only blacks, but just minorities in general.
I mean, I think young people in general, we don't say just blacks and minorities. I think young people in general, it definitely has an effect on them, you know. But my thing is, that's where, as us being the older generation, we also have to show them and talk to them and let them know that this is not who you can just be. You can be a lot more. Right. You know, I spoke on that on previously on one of the shows that, you know, from my perspective, me being a father, I want my children to be able to be the boss. I don't want you to be, you know, someone who's in the industry for 10, 15 years and now you're just collecting a little royalty check. I want you to be that boss, that CEO, the person who owns the company, who's sitting there signing checks for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. You know what I mean? And pass it on to their children.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with royalty checks, though, too. Royalty checks get people
a lot. There's sustainability.
Right.
That's what it really boils down to. You're able to sustain your lifestyle that you have.
Right.
But if you want to be up there, you know, I feel as if, you know, go shoot for the stars. I mean, don't sit there and just always be the image. Like right now, just so the viewers know, we're not trying to be an image. I'm not trying to be out here to be a face, to represent anything. I'm only going to represent Jeerzy. That's all I'm ever going to do. I mean, that's all I can do. So just, you know, clarify, I don't want to be offended or think that I'm up here just trying to, you know, entertain. Right. You know, I like to say my little jokes and stuff like that because I like to keep the mood light and people, you know, not get any feelings. And if you are in your feelings, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that too. Just, you know, don't get too involved in your feelings because you also, you know, I had this conversation earlier when you spoke about my day. I had a conversation with this young lady, and one of my things I was talking to her about was a lot of people don't speak or think logically. They react and think emotionally.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I feel as if that, you know, definitely creates a lot of conflict and a lot of different things. I mean, no matter how you look at it, because people are in their feelings. You know, my man's M always saying that all the time. Society nowadays and today's youth is more so very sensitive. They're hypersensitive, he says. Yeah,
very hypersensitive. I mean, and that goes with the drugs and again, my mic is messing up around me.
I hear you though. I actually can hear you pretty good though.
The producer's gonna come fix me up. This is what we do live. It happens. Fix me up here, bro. shout out to the producer for doing this thing.
Dog.
You know what I mean?
Got here.
He has his mask on, we don't. So
Yeah, I know.
he gets it.
He's making sure he don't have to quarantine from us.
Basically.
I appreciate it. I mean,
That's good. Nice.
where's the sanitizer?
But that's my man Matt Notice, the host of the Wake Up Most podcast that I'm also well, I'm not co-host here, but I'm featuring. I'm a guest here, but you know I'm a co-host for the Wake Up Notice. But going back to the music, I think the music really, you know, when it became about $1, I think that's when the legitimacy of the music has kind of dissipated. You know what I mean?
It wasn't no longer genuine.
It wasn't. Yeah. I mean, Jay-Z, right? That's who we're listening to right now. Is one of my people I look up to as a businessman, as a business owner, as a musician, as an artist. And he changed the game up. You know, he went from being, you know, the drug dealer, being this individual who promotes drugs and sex, who became a multi-millionaire who got the baddest chick in the game.
Nah, but that's debatable. That's debatable.
Okay, it is. It is.
Everyone who knows me, I prefer Kelly over Beyonce. That's just my opinion. But, you know.
Well, Destiny's Child, or if there is ever a Destiny's Child, y'all can both holler at me.
I don't watch it. Kelly, you can
not the J. But yeah, I mean the music has a big influence on our culture, and we got a Negro coming on set.
Oh, man. Listen, it can't be too many light-skinned people up here. All right?
Yo, I'm about to take over y'all. You know, it's called a takeover right now. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Nah, you gonna put me in the middle?
You want to jump? Come on.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead. I'm getting the middle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Oh man,
party, man. Definitely. Come on,
man. This
not
is
be
it.
shy.
What's going on, beautiful
This
people?
is it.
Let's not be shy about it. Let's go.
Oh yes, sir.
This is it.
This is what I'm talking about, man. This is what makes this podcast so beautiful.
Right.
We connect with so many different people at any given time. I mean, like I said, obviously, both my brothers here, they showing love. I mean, they came through, they see me doing what I do, jumped on. Let them, listen, y'all speak y'all piece. I mean, I'm just here to give my feedback, and let's talk about it.
What's good, man?
What's
going
poppin',
on?
Matt?
I done ran up on y'all
Yeah,
up in here.
man.
What's going on? What y'all talking about? You know what I mean?
We talking about music.
Talking about music and the influence it has on, you know, today's youth, and also the fact of the things that how it changed from when it first started back in the mid-late 70s to how it is now. And, you know, bro was basically sitting there saying how a lot of things is more so geared towards money. It's all a money game, which I agree with 100%. What do you think?
Well, obviously I agree with that as well. I mean, it is all about the money, flashy, you know, the cars, the women, you know, and back in the days it was about, you know, social issues, things that's going on in the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how hip hop really started, you know what I mean? Talking about what's going on in the community and the frustration that the people are feeling. So, you know, today it's real hard. You got very few selective artists like Kendrick and J. Cole that's actually bringing things to the forefront.
Yeah.
You know, I guess with a lot that's going on right now with the social unrest that we're dealing with, I think more hip hop, R&B, whatever, artists are coming forward and kind of stepping into the light and shedding light on the social issues, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I think we need to kind of get back into that.
I think we need to do that, period. I mean, that's definitely great points, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's something that we all need to just do in general. I mean, but I just feel like if you want to, we can even, you know, switch it over from music into the social injustice situation. For me, I just feel as if it shouldn't take, you know, a camera or, you know, people witnessing, you know, innocent minorities or anyone getting killed just for everyone to sit there and say we need change. It should never took this long, because it's been, you know, we could speak on 400 years of this, you know, it's been for slavery and this and the other.
Right.
And, you know, one thing I don't like, and if you want to make this a racial issue, we can, because I'm dark white. So y'all can say whatever y'all want about me. It is cool.
Yeah, I think he is a little bit more yellow than I am. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Dark white. That's like a new flavor for Hershey or something.
Caramel.
Like,
so you can say what you want about it, but I just feel as if that you know, a lot of people tend to want to speak on, oh, why do, you know, black people talk about slavery? Why do Jewish people still talk about the Holocaust?
Whoa.
I mean, why we still talk about that?
That's a little sensitive there.
No, well, they always say never forget.
But we want to talk on topics and facts. It's okay for us as minorities and people that have come from people who were enslaved and always are being fed everyone else's crumbs and leftovers, and we gotta sit there and take it repeatedly. And then when we get frustrated and lash out, all of a sudden we're still the bad guy. We was never the bad guy from the get-go. No one.
Fact.
I mean, I don't understand what's the issue. I mean, it's okay for everyone to sit there and harp on, you know, the Holocaust and like, 'cause don't get me wrong, that shit was completely horrible.
I don't mean to cut you, but I think why a lot of people feel like it's an issue because it offends them or it makes them uncomfortable.
Right.
And that's the thing, they don't want to deal with that.
Exactly. No one ever wants to have the uncomfortable conversation. No, let's speak about that big ass elephant in the room. It's right there. It took my peanuts. I don't know why. I wanted some damn peanuts too.
I want my peanuts back.
Come on, bro.
Pause.
You know, yeah. But, you know,
40 acres and a mule, that's what we need.
No, I don't want 40 acres and a mule.
Oh,
I want reparations. What I want is for my children to grow up in a society where they don't have to be judged repeatedly.
That's gonna happen. I mean, that's gonna happen, bro.
It is, but they shouldn't even be. I don't even care about just the color, but they shouldn't even be judged by just their name. Like, you know, you can talk about that in the 80s and the early 90s. That's why a lot of, you know, minorities, black, brown, green, yellow, whatever color you want to be, had to deal with that because of the fact that their name on a piece of paper didn't fit something that who the company or provider was looking for, the employer.
No, that's happened to me before. I remember I went to an interview. In France is a German name, but I guess the whole war with France and Germany, you know, the Germans went to France and they kind of integrated the name. So I went to an interview and it's a white woman. I won't say the company. But you know,
she wasn't white. She was a woman that was Caucasian.
She was a white woman, Caucasian, whatever.
Because usually Caucasians are not white; they're pink, and they're upset and red. They're the most colorful people in the world.
Wow.
Oh, we talking about race. Let's go there.
Tell them how you really feel. You know what I'm saying?
How you really feel. All right.
Hey,
I didn't say
you are on the Jersey show,
but,
right?
Yeah,
we talking about
that's right. That's right.
Let's talk
Don't
about
hold
it.
back. Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, brother.
I mean, if you're offended, I apologize because I'm not here to offend you.
Right.
I'm just speaking facts.
I feel you. White, Caucasian, pink. I don't know. Whatever. Red. You know, whatever.
Because I'm labeled as black, and I'm far from it.
You're light-skinned. That's different. You're light-skinned. Completely different.
I'll just throw it out.
I'm pretty sure if you get nervous, you start turning red. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. Right. So yeah. So I went to this interview and she called out for Franz, and I stand up, of course, because that's my name. And I walk up to her and she gives me this look. Like I don't know. Maybe some of y'all have gotten this look where people will look. It's almost like what dogs do. They turn their head like,
oh, wow,
and you can see like that question mark or that like, Franz. And as we're walking, so is that a German name? First of all, you're not interviewing me. You're bringing me to the person who is interviewing me. Why does it matter the history of my name? If you're really interested, once you walk me to the room, go on your damn phone and look it up. So people do stigmatize your name to who you are. And they also say if you're African American, certain names you shouldn't really put on your application, like maybe like Jerome or something with a choir or Katisha or you know what I'm saying? Because that says a lot about you.
All that means is that the parents is basically just being creative. They want to be creative with the child name, but it doesn't change who that individual is,
right?
Regardless of what their name is. I mean, if I name one of my kids Hitler, you gonna sit there and never hire him because I named him Hitler? Why?
Yeah.
He ain't do nothing to you.
And you and this Jew thing, what is going on?
You know what?
What is going on? I love my Jews. I love y'all.
Well, you got a German name, so I kind of feel some type of way.
Oh.
Touche.
Yeah, but real quick, back to what you were saying, Franz. So what did you respond to her? What did you say? Like, I mean, told you to get out of her face?
No, shit, I would have lost the job. I didn't get the job, by the way, but you know, it's probably because my energy was kind of off from that.
It threw you off.
Yeah, definitely threw me off. I said, but I did explain, just like I explained to you guys. Yeah, you know, it's a German name and the history between France and she was like, oh, you know, it's very nice, and she just walked away. So it was one of those situations where I kind of had to like deal with like, damn.
Yeah, it threw your whole game plan off because your mindset was there for a job and to speak with the employer, and yet you're being questioned by a secretary or assistant or another colleague. So it just, I mean, it's just one of those situations where it's just like, just
power and economics, brother. It goes back to what you were just saying, Jeerzy, saying, yeah, and that's a fact.
That's
but it
what we
goes
need to do, though.
Go back to what you were saying, Jeerzy, in regards to, you know, you want your kids to grow up not being judged, and, you know, you want your kids to have a better circumstance and situation growing up better than what we have. And I think a lot of need to gain more power through economics, you know what I mean? Yeah. More of our black billionaires, millionaires need to start coming together and, you know what I'm saying, really strategizing on how to change our community also, and, you know what I mean?
Build the community. I mean,
yeah, of course, absolutely.
A lot of the issues that we have is that everyone tends to be negative towards each other repeatedly. I mean, there's so much, you know, jealousy, envy, you know, hate, you know, people who are, you know, selfish.
True.
You know.
And what community? Is that just the black community or in general?
Most communities, but we deal with it more than everyone else.
Yeah,
I mean,
I definitely
if you think about other communities, like almost any major city that you go to, no matter where you go to in the country, think about it realistically, you always have the urban side, which is mainly the minorities, and when we speak about the minority, we're talking about the black community, the African American community. But then you have a section where it's literally dedicated to just Hispanics. You have a section, like, think about the city of Bridgeport. We're in Bridgeport. So you think about Bridgeport, you go to one part of Bridgeport, it's literally just Brazilians and Portuguese. You go to another side of Bridgeport where it's strictly just Puerto Ricans.
East side.
You go to another side of Bridgeport where it's just strictly black people. But at the same time, we're always fighting with each other. But you go to the north end of Bridgeport where all the white people are sitting there driving around in a Maserati and a Tesla. They, hey, boop, boop, how you doing? All right, having a good day.
I think we could reverse that. And
we need to, and that's the thing that we should work on, as opposed to looking at
creating opportunity. We need more opportunity. Showing
each other how I got there. This is what I did, and this series of steps I did to get there. You can't expect change without changing yourself or changing your situation. So let's work together and build, so that way we build together to accomplish our goal that we have in place. Let's build and let's create a foundation. Let's have some structure. Let's try and do things that will enable us to have and maintain success. For everyone keeps on benefiting.
I think something that you and I, Matt, talked about on the Wake Up Notes, which is the podcast also that you can follow on Instagram.
Your Wake Up Notice is Matt Notice, at Matt Notice. Sorry, Frank.
It's all right. Hello.
Gotta get that plug.
Yeah,
you know
gotta get the plug.
Shout it out, do what you do.
We also talked about on the show how Akon was planning to like open up his own like, I don't say not culture, but own community in Africa. And he was talking about how you want to send a bunch of blacks from America to Africa. And I think also Kanye West is also kind of thinking of that too, because he's into that stuff too.
That is a fact.
You know, the United States of America was not made for minorities. At the end of the day, it was not. So the fact that it's almost like being in a place that you don't belong.
It wasn't meant for you.
Yeah. So
we were here for labor.
There's always going to be issues. There's always going to be issues regardless of education, religion, economics, self-entitlement. There's always going to be issues for minorities. So, you know, I think we should go to Wakanda. I wish there was a place we all can just go and then do our own thing. But
we can, but at the end of the day, you also have to learn to be resilient. This is what we built. We helped build this. So we are going to maintain what we built. And I agree with a lot of people who feel that way. I do agree with exactly what you're saying as well. So I'm not going to sit there and try to, dismiss it, because I don't.
Would you go? Would you go to a black-owned? Let's say Akon and 6 other billionaires open a part of Africa, part of the continent, for all blacks to come over. Would you leave? Matt, would you leave?
I'm out. I'm there.
What if they gave you $1 million to say, every family, household can go to this location and you can live off the fat of the land?
Because I could contribute.
Kind of, sort of. Because you know what? I can contribute here. And you know what? We were forced here. And, we didn't really have too many options and opportunity for us to leave and go back to where we originally came from. But since we made this our home, let's make it our home.
United States, you mean?
Right here in America. I mean, because if we had opportunity to go back to Africa with $1 million on our own property and this, that, and the other, we still got to sit there and establish ourselves there and still maintain and sustain that, you know, that income, that foundation that we're trying to create. So either way, we still got to create something and form something.
But for us, though.
For us. And I get that. But at the same time, my great-grandparents and my ancestors and those that have been, you know, been through unspeakable acts of, you know, abuse, I have every right to sit there and show them and live for them, to show them that there's a better way for our future and our generations to come. So if it has to start with me taking a stand to break that cycle here, why not? Because if we could band together and take a bunch of minorities, black, brown, people of color, and take them somewhere else, why can't we do that right here with the same people that are influential leaders already here? That's already established. You basically create that blueprint. If you want to speak on Jay-Z, you know, I don't know if you're caught on to that.
Oh, yo. Good segue, man. Good job, brother. Good job, brother.
But, you know, you guys already create that foundation to, you know, at least help other individuals and get them, you know, be able to utilize what you have. Like, you know, we would use as an athlete. LeBron James opened up a school out there in what, Cleveland, I believe, or Akron or whatever, Ohio. Akron, whatever. Out there in Ohio, he's doing something with his platform, with his success. Now the problem is other people aren't doing that. They all of a sudden want to join the movement. Why can't you be a trendsetter? You already are established. You're a mogul in the music industry. You are a successful businessman or businesswoman.
And I think that's what we're doing.
And I think that's what they need to also do, because you know what?
Who's they?
They, those successful people who are millionaires. Because I'm not a millionaire.
But I don't think it only takes millionaires to make that happen. I think brothers like you and me and people that have something to give back, you know, pay it forward, if you will. If you got a skill, a trade, you could teach the next brother. You could teach the youngins that's coming up, whether you a producer, actor, rapper, singer, you know what I mean? Anything you're doing, designer. You can, if you have a skill, you're a professional, you can start teaching other people. You can start bringing other people under you. And, you know what I mean, you grow. Everybody starts to grow, you know what I mean? Develop new skills.
Well, that's where us working together, but you know what? We also get blocked by financial things, because, you know what? Perfect example, and, you know, we all do this. I mean, would you take a young man that's off the streets and invite him into your home? Like me as a chef, I'm personally not going to take a young man off the streets and invite him into my home and teach him how to cook.
Well,
why not?
If that's something he or she desires and is interested in doing, yes, I have no problem with utilizing that. But then you also open yourself up to also backlash and things that, you know why? Because a lot of things goes back to the whole negative mindset that we've been taught. Like, if you speak on, okay, I'll go back to what I was saying. Just throw it out there. Me personally, as a parent, I don't beat my kids. For me, I believe that's a slavery mentality. Slave owners beat the slaves into doing what they wanted them to do. And if you didn't do what you were supposed to do, you got an ass whooping. You got tied up, beat, and sometimes death. I feel as if that's a violence. That's not a way to sit there and get someone to progress and be better or learn.
Interesting.
You know, by beating them you're beating them into submission.
Not submission. I mean, that's a little extreme.
But that's what happens. For me personally, if you could discipline them other ways.
In what way?
Mean, but I'm just simply saying,
have them stand on the wall with the, you know, what they call that thing? They back against the wall at Crouching Tiger. You gotta stand there.
Now
book in your hand.
Now that's abuse. Now that is abuse.
No, that's
they do that in gym class. How is that abuse?
What school you went to? They did that in gym class.
You know what I mean?
What school did you not go to that they didn't do that? You the same age as us.
I went to a private and public school, so I had both the best worlds.
You were sheltered.
Yes.
Sheltered, if you want to call it sheltered.
Once he got exposed, he was like, "Oh, can you send me back?"
but also,
I can get working papers now.
forgive me, Jeerzy. I just want to go back to your point of would you invite somebody in your crib and whatnot. Right. But first of all, I probably wouldn't invite a stranger off the street. But you got cousins, you got friends, you got people that might be interested. But also, you even got cameras and things that you could do at home and put out on the web, and that can get a broader
you can show
spectrum
people,
how to do things.
But that's what I'm saying.
And make money at the same time.
You get the opportunity to do that, but like I said, you could just walk outside right now and see someone that's a young man or a woman. Would you literally go up to that person and say, what do you want to do? And oh, well, I'm interested in this. I'm trying to get into Bullard Haven because they have a good culinary program. Are you going to sit there and take that child and say, you know what, come to my house with your parents' permission, and your parent could come there as well, and I'm going to show you how to do this, that, and the other?
In that case, yeah, I would do.
Would you do that?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would. Yeah.
With the parents consent on that?
I mean,
in different circumstances, but I've done that.
I mean,
it's
my thing is more so you have to build that relationship with that individual. I mean, there's nothing wrong with helping people. You know, you can help someone easily with any little thing. I mean, but I'm personally not going to sit there and just put myself all the way out there. I'm not.
Well, I mean, that's a whole learning experience, though. I mean, that takes time and growing.
Well, yeah,
like I've helped people who I never thought I would help. You know, it's funny because there was time here at Murphy's a couple of years ago. There was one dude who I met through someone else who doesn't come here anymore, but he was homeless, didn't have much going for himself. He needed a place to stay. I couldn't give him a place to stay, but I always kept in contact with him for like that week. Maybe 2-3 years later, he comes back here. I'm here. He looks completely different, and he walks up to me.
Clean. Like, he's clean now.
Clean. And he was like, "You don't remember me?" I'm like, "No, I don't remember you at all." He was like, "Yeah, you spoke to me outside of Murph's. You broke it down and kind of helped me with some stuff, and now I'm clean. I'm doing my thing, and I thank you for that. Now I'm living at ATL, got my own house." I'm like, "Well, I didn't know I could." That conversation for a half hour changed his whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's not so much of bringing someone into the home, because that is a safety issue. I think also it's about just kind of talking to certain people and kind of giving them some light.
Well, yeah. I mean, we talked about that last night. I hate to really kind of like go back and forth about last night's conversation.
The last night was better. Like what?
No, not at all. Like, you know, each show gets better and better because we're gonna keep on feeding off the previous show, and we're gonna keep adding and adding and adding. So that's what makes it so beautiful. Period. We're constantly we're getting constantly new people, new faces all the time. So we're getting new perspectives. You know what I mean?
Ran up on
new
him.
ideas. You know what I mean? He did. I was like, oh shit. Oh, he light skinned. We good. So it's a beautiful thing that we're able to just come up here and just talk and just feed, and just keep going back and forth in a good way. You know. So what you did was basically you gave someone another perspective on life, something that, you know, they were down and out, because that's what we were talking about last night a little bit about, you know, relationships and different things. When you deal with someone or anyone, you don't know what that other person is going through internally, mentally. So just a little simple thing, even like, okay, we at Murphy, so you already know me, you know him, we gonna shoot some pool. Something so simple. You don't know what someone's pockets is, but you know what? I got $10 in quarters. Just take my quarters. I never asked you what you got. You want to play? Let's shoot. There's quarters right there. Let's have some fun, because that's what we're here for, just to enjoy ourselves. Release that stress and aggravation and get your mind off of things that, because you might be like, damn, I want to play, but I only got $1.50 to jump on the bus, or $1.75 to jump on the bus to get me home.
For real.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So you never know what anyone's circumstance may be, and that right there just changed someone's whole perspective, because now it's like I don't have to feel guarded. I can kind of let my walls down and actually open up to whoever it is, because maybe they do have a message. And sometimes, like we saw before in the past, you know, you be able to kick knowledge to me. I might be like, I have no idea what the hell you're saying. And I'll go to him and be like, listen, he was telling me about this, that, and the other, but now I just carried that message to him, and now he received it.
The energy.
So you're passing a blessing and don't even realize it, because it may not pertain to what I'm going through in my life, but by me sharing what you said to someone else helps them get through whatever they may be going through.
Sure indeed.
It's a fact.
So that's the beauty of it. I mean, these two young men got their own podcast, and I told them to jump on mine.
Each one teach one.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I push, you pull. You know, it's different methods to this madness. You know.
We got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. That's what the producer just said.
No, y'all got 3 minutes.
Oh, we got 3 minutes. All right, great. So.
Yeah, hurry up. Go ahead. Say what you just say. Hurry up and say what you got to say.
No, I'm just, again, Jeerzy, thank you again for having me on the show. Matt, thank you for running up in the building, man.
I appreciate y'all allowing me to come through.
Yeah, man, listen.
Anytime.
Anytime, right? Not anytime.
Well, kind of, sort of. I got to check with the producer first.
Of course.
You available right now? All right, cool. All right, we good. But yeah, I mean, you guys, what else you want to talk about? I don't care. Let's talk about something. We can switch it up, be a little lighter subject. I don't want to offend anyone yet. Again, like I said, this is just my thoughts and my opinions. I'm only speaking from my experiences. Right. And I'm never trying to make anyone feel less than what they may feel or anything. I'm not trying to take nothing away from nobody. Ultimately, that's period. Like, I'm only just trying to give you another perspective, and that's all I can ever do is just give you my views and my, experiences in this world, in life, and this journey.
And you love Jews. Jewish people,
I do.
Not Jews.
I
feel like Jews is kind of
like.
Wait, no. I mean, he went on for a little bit about Jews.
I just know
Jewish people. So I just want to make sure.
I just
clear.
was trying to understand. I just want people to understand that you can't sit there and overlook one and only focus on the other. That's it, because they're both are horrible acts. Whether it was 100 years ago, 400 years ago, 4 days ago, it don't matter.
Right.
When something of that magnitude happens, it's always a negative, it's always bad, and the only thing we can always do is turn a page and look forward and learn from our mistakes.
Right.
It's the past, you can't change it. But you learn from it and you correct it and you be better. And I think when it comes to the social injustice and the racial issues that we have here in America, that's the biggest hurdle that we have. We're not able to look past things and, or people tend to look past things, so to say, and not sit there and say, listen, this is the issue we have, period. I'm not going to speak on just race. We can speak on, I don't want to speak on politics, so I'm not going there.
Well, it's your show. Talk about it.
No.
Race is politics, isn't it?
To a degree. Because, I'm not, my show, I don't talk about politics or religion. I'm not trying to go crazy and have the whole world looking for me in this red coat. All right? Because I'm bright as hell already, and I got red coat.
Red coat is great.
Yeah, I don't got, now we're going to talk about Brit. Let's leave all these people alone. It's like, nah. I mean, it's just more so like I was trying to say, it's just, let's just move forward as a whole. I mean, it shouldn't matter what your race is, period. I mean, let's all just work together and be better, period, who you are. Like I said, you can learn from anybody. Regardless of who they are, what they do, you can always learn anything. Anything you can take and apply to better your situation, always take heed to it, listen to it. I mean, listen to almost everybody, unless they talking some, some buzz.
I can't listen to everybody. Some people, don't, like you said, don't know what
that's what I'm saying. I mean, once you catch somebody in a lie, don't embarrass them. Just put them to the side and be like, can you please stop talking to me?
Yeah.
I mean,
my only last words is stay positive, stay humble. Keep God first, you know what I'm saying? Everything else will fall into place, but it's about your positive energy for the most part in anything that you're doing, you know what I mean? So just keep spreading love.
Absolutely, and don't forget to watch and listen to the Wake Up Notice. It's on Spotify, Google Podcasts. Just Google us, the Wake Up Notice, on Instagram, Facebook. What else? YouTube, of course.
SoundCloud.
You can follow me on I Am Franz. Follow Matt Notice at
Matt Notice. Holla at your boy. Take Notice Productions. We here. We producing shows and all that. Keep looking out for us, man. We appreciate y'all. Much love to you, Jeerzy. Appreciate you again, my brother. I look forward to some little shooting some pool. You know what I mean?
We definitely going to shoot some pool. Yeah. I get some quarters. I'm keep taking all y'all money. But nah, man, I just appreciate these young men for both of them joining. I mean, I appreciate it. Love and respect both of y'all. And we'll be back at this doing it again. I mean, love y'all. Peace and blessings. Growth and prosperity to everybody that's out there, man. Salute y'all.
Bop. Bless up.
I'm going to my trailer. Where's my cappuccino?
Where's my Cavassier?
Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.